Hello everybody and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glyn and in this video we're going to do some more writing feedback. We have a writing task 2. As always, we start by looking at the question. We want to make sure that we understand the question perfectly so that we don't miss something important. And also we'll think a little bit about structure here. So our question is this: nowadays, so in today's world, nowadays, many people, not all people, but many people want to buy famous brands of clothes. So think of famous brands of clothes. It could be, sport clothes like Nike or Adidas. It could be some designer labels like Ralph Lauren or, I don't know, Versace or Louis Vuitton or whatever. So famous brands of clothes. But not only clothes, but also cars like, BMW, Mercedes, and other items. So maybe, like Apple computers or something like this. So there is a trend nowadays. Many people want to buy famous brands of clothes, cars, and other items. Do you think it's a positive or negative development? So this asks you a direct question, and it's important for the candidate to pick a side here. They should say whether it's a positive or negative development. Of course, it is possible that you take the middle position, that you say, there are some positives and some negatives. I think that makes it too complicated, and the easiest approach is just pick a side. Is it positive or is it negative? That's the easiest way to approach this. And I would recommend a 4-paragraph structure for this. So firstly, we want to give we want to make an introduction. I like to have a little background information. The main subject is shopping, things that we buy, something like this. So I would like to see a little bit of background information about the subject, some reference to the question. And also it's really important in the introduction here, I need to see what the candidate's position is. In IELTS, there is a hard cap on this with the task response score. If you don't state your position in the introduction, there are lots of examiners that will not score you above, a 5 or a 6 for task response. So it's really important in the introduction here that we see if the candidate thinks it's a positive or a negative. We don't need reasons why in the introduction, but we want to know what the candidate's position is. Then if, for example, the candidate decides that it's a positive trend, body paragraph 1 will be the first reason why it's positive. Body paragraph 2 will be the second reason why it's positive. And then in the conclusion, we should have a quick summary of those two main ideas, the two main ideas in the body paragraph, and maybe some type of reflective comment, something personal from the candidate. Okay. So 4 paragraphs, absolutely fine for this type of task. Let's see what our candidate has. As always, the first thing I do is check the number of paragraphs and check the number of words. Let's have a look. Oh, mama. This is a lot of words. This is more than 400 words. Let's have a look. 439 words. So without reading one word of this, response, my first piece of advice for this candidate is you have to learn to write in 300 words or fewer. You should write at least 250 words. Now, 270, 280 for me is gold. 300, okay. Anything more than 320, if you were my student, I wouldn't read this. If you were my student and you gave me this, I would simply give it straight back to you and say, okay, you need to edit it, you need to get it down. Nothing more than 320 words. 430 something, it's just too much. Of course, there is nothing in the criteria that says that you'll be punished for exceeding, but just a bit of insider information, perhaps. IELTS examiners are not paid according to the amount of time they work. They're paid, the people who check the writing, they're paid according to the number of essays they mark. And so if you're writing 400 words plus, the examiner is not going to like you very much because it will take the examiner twice as much time to check your writing. Don't make these examiners angry. Yeah, so you have to learn to shorten it. Of course, the other problem is you only have 1 hour to do two tasks. 40 minutes for task one, 20 minutes for 20 minutes for task one, 40 minutes for task two. And we also want to keep a bit of time, to check our writing, to edit our writing at the end. If you write too much, it's going to take you longer to go back through it and make those edits. In exam conditions, writing 439 words, it's just not realistic. Even if you feel like you're a great writer, I would strongly recommend against doing this. Maximum 320 words. I would say, you always want to be looking at 280, about 280 words, 290 words. Certainly no more than 320. But okay, number of paragraphs. We have one, we have two, we have three, four, and five. So a quick solution to this is just delete this paragraph. You have the third benefit. How many words is this? Let's have a look. So this is 65. So you would save 65. That would take you down to about 370, 300 and to about 370 words. So you don't need this paragraph. Anyway, so 5 paragraphs, totally unnecessary. 4 paragraphs is enough for this task. Okay, but let's get into what the candidate's written. Okay, there's a widespread trend related to buying products from famous brands. Cool, so this is a direct paraphrase of nowadays many people want to buy famous brands, which is common to many people these days. So this is quite a mechanical paraphrase of this line, right? Nowadays many people want to buy famous brands of clothes. Now, I know the people at IELTS Advantage often give this advice: paraphrase the question and state your position. For me, I always think a good essay in the introduction requires just a little bit of background information, but okay. There's a widespread trend. Good. Widespread trend. All nice. Related to buying. Cool. Related to. Good collocation. Good use of the gerund here. Gerund after a preposition. Products from famous brands. Okay, which is common. Cool. I like this comma which. I always like comma which sentences. This is a relative clause, which is good example of complex grammar. It should be noted that this trend is positive. I don't like this, it should be noted. Usually we use this, it should be noted, to introduce, bits of factual information. And this trend is positive. This trend is positive is a statement of opinion, isn't it? This trend is positive. That's your position. Great that you've stated your position. But it should be noted that is like, by the way, this trend is positive. And it feels, I don't know, it should be noted just too weak in terms of modality. And also, it's a bit strange to say it should be noted this trend is positive as if this is absolute fact. Something like, in this essay, I will argue that this trend is positive. I think that's something a little better. And it can lead to several benefits in various aspects of life. Cool. So I like the fact that the candidate is not giving away too much information here. The candidate has stated the position, the trend is positive, and it can lead to several benefits in various aspects of life. This sets up the essay very, very well, because now we can expect to see in the body paragraph, the candidate will talk about the benefits in these various aspects of life. So, introduction, very good. Short. I still like to have a bit of background information, but it's short, it's to the point, it's grammatically accurate, the vocab is good. Sets up the essay very nice. So introduction, very strong. Okay, body paragraph 1, we should start getting into these benefits now. Let's see if we have a good topic sentence. One key benefit of purchasing items from well-known brands is improved self-esteem. Amazing, great. I hate it when candidates, don't hate it, but I'm frustrated, let's say, when candidates in their first line of the paragraph, they don't really tell me what they're going to talk about. A lot of people use padding, or they write some vague thing like, oh, I will begin by talking about one of these benefits, which I will state in this paragraph. And it's like, just tell me what it is. So very, very good topic sentence, right? We get one key benefit of purchasing items is improved self-esteem. Great. I know now that this paragraph is going to talk about how having or buying well-known brands will improve self-esteem. At least I hope. So very strong topic sentence. Great. Let's see the development. Luxury items. Okay, so not always the same as well-known brands, luxury items, but luxury items usually show one's, love this use of one's, very academic, one's personal achievements, because such products, okay, product apostrophe s costs, yeah, such products costs, fine, are often high. I don't know, but such products costs are often high. Why not? Such products are often expensive. I don't know. But okay, it's the costs are often high. Fine, comma, which cool, which means mostly hardworking and successful individuals can afford them. Cool. I think that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense, and it's grammatically accurate. This is the potential reason. Good referencing. This is the potential reason why owners of expensive cars such as Mercedes-Benz, cool, so we get nice examples of what was in the question, right? Clothes, cars, Mercedes-Benz, nice. But let's see where this is going. This is the potential reason why owners of expensive cars such as Mercedes-Benz often dress formally and have a successful business. In these the drivers in the advertisements, got it, and have a successful business in these cars advertisements. Cool. Candidate does show good knowledge of how to use the apostrophe here, especially with plurals. Good stuff. Twice now. Advertisements, comma, since these car companies want to associate their products with success and happiness. Great. Get to that self-esteem though, because you're talking about, the image, and that's great, right? The luxury items, they have an association with being rich, with being successful. It's not quite the same as self-esteem. So I'm hoping you tie it up by mentioning something about self-esteem here. This demonstrates that having products, cool, use of gerund as a subject, all good grammar, having products of famous brands can boost the owner's self-confidence and increase their reputation. I agree with this. It can increase their reputation, but I don't know if you've demonstrated quite enough this idea of self-confidence. Sure, you can say that, it seems to me that in this paragraph that you are not talking about improving self-esteem, but you're talking about using luxury items to project an image of success, right? And so that's not quite the same as self-esteem, because a lot of these people that rely on these luxury items often don't have high self-esteem, and that's often why they buy them. So I'm not arguing with your position here. Sure, maybe it's possible that having such items can improve self-esteem. I just don't know if in this paragraph you've really demonstrated that it improves self-esteem. You've demonstrated that you can look successful with these things, but not that it actually has a psychological effect. But okay, that's just about the task response element. In terms of language, great, really, really strong in terms of language. No mistakes, good vocab. So yeah, we're doing very, very well with language. Let's see the next paragraph. Another positive aspect. Okay, let's have a look. Another positive aspect of increasing interest. Maybe missing the article here. Another positive aspect of the increasing interest in positive brands. I know interest is an uncountable noun. Well, actually, interest can be a countable noun, and certainly this adjective qualifying interest requires this article, an interest in something or the interest in something, and this little adverbial here means we need this article the. It's a minor issue. Grammar is hard, especially articles. But another positive aspect of the increasing interest in famous brands is that these products can guarantee long-term value. Okay, cool. Again, nice strong topic sentence, so I can make predictions here about what the candidate is probably going to talk about. Can guarantee long-term value. Even without looking, I would guess maybe the candidate is going to talk about jewelry, or maybe elite watches like Rolex or something like this, because you can sell these later. Diamonds, gold, those things you can sell in the future if you want to. Things like cars, though, no, they don't guarantee long-term value. They decrease in value over time. Houses, they increase in value. But let's see what the candidate says here. Famous companies are usually companies. Okay, let's read it before I make judgments. Famous companies are usually capable of, cool, I love this, be capable of, instead of can, be capable of, very good flexibility with language. Let's just make that green. Capable of purchasing and using premium materials. Good vocab, very good vocab here. Premium materials, expert craftsmanship, and cutting-edge technology due to their strong and already established financial situation. Love this pre-modification. Strong and already established financial situation. Very lexically dense. A lot of pre-modification here. They are strong and already established financial before we get to this head noun of situation. This is complex language. Candidate controls it amazingly well. As opposed to, wonderful little connective here, really good for cohesion, as opposed to their lesser known competitors in the market. So a lot of good language here, but I want to get to the point of how this guarantees value. I'm sure the candidate will get there. One thing about this paragraph, it is quite wordy, and I know it's a difficult task to manage the amount of words, the number of words that we use. But yeah, we have to do that because this paragraph is so long. Anyway, this gives famous brands an edge. Cool, to give somebody an edge over somebody. Really, really good grammar, good vocab, natural collocation over others, as their very way of producing. Oh, this is a very interesting use of very. A very interesting use of very. Yeah, as I guess, an adverb of focus, as their very way. It could even be an adjective of focus, but very, yeah, that's. I've had thousands of students in my life, and I don't know if anyone's ever used very in this way. Really good stuff. As their very way of producing goods can ensure the production of high quality and long lasting items, comma, and this can prevent somebody from, cool, the problem of buying products over and over again in a shorter period of time. So again, the language is amazing. The language is certainly at band 9 level. I just think you've spent all of this to say that high or top elite companies use good materials, good technology, they have high quality products, right? All of this is saying premium companies have high quality products. What about this guaranteeing long-term value? And what do you mean by value here? Do you mean maybe longevity, like how long the product will last? Because I'm not sure if that's quite the same as value. Anyway, we get to an example now, but again, it's too much. We want to tie it into this long-term value from the point of view of the customer, the person who's buying it. That's what we want to focus on, and your focus here is on companies. For instance, Gucci gives a 2-year warranty for its products because of just factors. We don't need this article, because of factors like high quality material usage, and the involvement of real professionals in the production process. Okay, again, language is fine, but are we really on topic? For me, we are just drifting a little bit off topic. The question, remember, nowadays many people want to buy famous brands of clothes. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that many people want to buy famous brands of clothes? That's the thing that we need to keep in mind when we're writing this task. Is it a good thing that many people want to buy famous brands of clothes? Now, you've spent so much time just explaining that the companies like Gucci have high quality products, but for me, that's just drifting slightly off topic. I understand the point that you're making, right? That it is good because these products last for a long time, and now you're explaining why they last for a long time. But for me, the focus has shifted not on has shift has shifted from people to, you know, how do luxury brands guarantee quality, which is not the question. Anyway, let's get back into it. This is the reason why famous brands can help people avoid the problem of replacing their product several times a year. Okay, we've already had this, right? You mentioned this here, and now you're mentioning the same thing again. So the paragraph is already too long for me, far too long, and you're repeating ideas a little bit. 153 words for one paragraph, too much. And notice here, right, we don't really tie it up. Or maybe we do, potentially saving their time and energy as well. Maybe put that as the topic sentence, that another positive aspect of another positive aspect of this trend is that people don't need to replace their items so often. That might be a more relevant topic sentence. Okay, the third benefit. We don't need a third benefit. We don't need it. We're already too long. But okay, good signposting language, the third benefit. I like that we have one key benefit, another positive aspect, the third benefit. So this is really, really good flexibility, good signposting for coherence and cohesion. Connecting paragraphs, candidate does an amazing job. The third benefit of the increasing popularity of branded products is that buying them can lift people's mood significantly. For me, this is just too close to improving self-esteem. I don't know why we need a third paragraph. If you've already said that, buying these products can make you feel good, and then you have a third paragraph that says buying these products can make you feel good. Yeah, it's just unnecessary. People, comma, I love this. People, comma, when they have this embedded clause here, when they have improved self-confidence. That's the same, self-esteem, no? And high. Whoa. People, when they have improved self-confidence and high end. High end is an adjective, but it comes before high end and long-lasting products. So high end and long lasting is the pre-modifier. Products, cool, got it. Can deal with other matters in their lives in a successful way without facing demotivation and challenging in day-to-day situations. So this is the topic sentence, and this is the argument that the candidate is making. But we don't have any evidence for this. We don't have any support for this. So this is, this is just an assertion. And I definitely don't believe that people who have self-confidence and high-end products can deal with other matters in their lives without facing demotivation. Trust me when I say that that is not true. But okay, I'm not here to judge whether your points are true or not. I would say that it seems a little bit simplistic to say that if you have high-end products, you can deal with other matters in your life without facing demotivation. It's a very simplistic argument. and it's not really supported. This psychological benefit so you say why it's good, cool, but I don't really think you've demonstrated that this point is true. So for me, this paragraph is, yeah, not only is it unnecessary because you're repeating kind of what you said in body paragraph 1, but also I don't think this is well supported. I think the other 2 paragraphs are well developed and well supported, but for me, this one, not so much. But anyway, let's get to the conclusion. In conclusion, the growing popularity of products from renowned brands, okay, can be considered, okay, we just have a little typo, no problem, I can ignore that. But you should find that when you're editing. Another problem, of course, when you write too many words, as I mentioned before, when you write too many words, editing your work takes longer, and then you can miss little typos like this. Can be considered a positive development. Cool, we've restated the position. This is because these products can enhance customers' confidence in themselves and provide them with highly reliable and durable products that can be used for a longer period of time. Cool, so we have a nice, accurate, concise summary of the main arguments. When these 2 benefits are combined, they can also have a positive impact on people's well-being. Okay, fine, which makes people strong in the face of a lack. I just don't like that last point, which makes people strong in the face of a lack of confidence. It makes people strong in the face of a lack of confidence. I just find that difficult to read there. I really need to focus exactly and really think hard about what you mean there, which makes people strong in the face of a lack of confidence. So do you mean people are generally weak until they buy these products and then they suddenly have the strength to face daily problems? I just don't know if that's it's not a very academic argument. Let's just say that. But okay. I'm going to do the other ones. I'm going to put the marks, but I'm going to mark it not in the normal order. So task response, I'm going to come back to this because the other ones are kind of easy. Coherence and cohesion, we have a band 9. Lexical resource, we have a band 9. Grammatical range and accuracy, we have, you guessed it, a band 9. Task response. So we don't have a band 9 for task response. Why? Firstly, it's too long. Secondly, you have a repeated body paragraph here, which talks pretty much about, very similar things here. Secondly, the focus, a little bit too much focus on, it's just, this paragraph is just too long, and it just, like I mentioned before, it just loses the focus of whether this is a positive trend or not. And the focus is here on explaining how these companies produce long-lasting items of value. So for me, that focus is just slightly off. But what we can say is that I'm very clear on the candidate's position. The candidate thinks it's a positive development. Why? Because it boosts self-esteem and because these products will last for a long time and you don't need to replace them. So I do feel like I can award a band 7 for this, even though there are some minor irrelevancies and some parts which are just drifting slightly off topic. Not a very difficult one to mark, I must say. Sometimes it can be difficult to think exactly about what score a candidate deserves, but for me, this gives the overall of an 8.5, which is C2 level. Amazing language. I will say your knowledge of English, your use of English, academic English, your style, the cohesion, absolutely amazing. The only thing you need to work on is, don't try so hard. Don't overcomplicate things. Stick to the word limit. You're very good at making these topic sentences. Just make your development a little bit simpler. I see no reason why, with a little bit of practice, a little bit of focus on task response, I would expect you to get a 9 in the real test when you take it. But for me, this one is a score of 8.5. Candidate knows English amazingly well. But yeah, the essay is just too long. So I guess I will leave that there. Okay, let me know what you think of my scoring. Do you think I'm too generous? Do you think I'm too harsh? And also, if you'd like me to check your IELTS writing, or if you'd like me to give you a free practice speaking test with feedback, information on this can be found on my Telegram channel, Expert Examiner. A link to this is given in the description below. All candidates are selected at random. All the services at the moment are absolutely free, although some people have asked me to introduce some premium paid service in the future. We'll see about that. But for now, and there will always be free stuff on this channel, right? I will never stop giving people free speaking tests and free writing checks. That will always be here, don't worry. But yeah, if you'd like to be a candidate, if you'd like to take part in this, as I mentioned, join the Telegram channel and you'll see some information there about how you can participate. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Have a wonderful day. See you all soon, and bye for now.